everybody. Well, today I'm going to do a video about the special times in nature. And the special times that I'm talking about are lightning storms, snowstorms, ice storms, really hot days, really windy days, and fog. And because I've gotten a lot of questions and a lot of emails regarding like the different properties of like hail or snow or like lightning, especially since I posted the video about seeing the lightning strike tree. And so I wanted to do a real quick video explaining the types of energies associated with those particular times in nature. First of all, we're going to talk about lightning storms. This is associated with fire, and you can also associate it with earth since the lightning is striking the ground. This is very extreme and very intense energy. And since it is associated with fire, you can do any type of fire spell during a lightning storm. Fire is it's already a very fast, intense type of magic anyway, but when you do it during a lightning storm, it's going to be that much more intense. Typically a lightning storm will also happen with rain, but not all the time, just depending on where you live. So you really want to make sure that you stay focused on the fire aspect, because as the rain, it could dampen your efforts. But one thing that happens sometimes when lightning storms happen, your energy could just spike. And I know I have a very hard time sleeping when it's lightning out because I can just feel the energy in the air. And one of the things, how I have my energy bubble set up and my protective shields set up, is every time that there's lightning in the area, that will charge our protective shields and bubbles. So of course, during lightning storms, you know, all of us are like me, we're all wired and everything, but so you can attach specific aspects to your shields so that possibly on a windy day, that will charge your bubble, or your shields. On lightning days, or thunderstorms, or very hot days, or very cold days. So remember that anytime that you're doing any type of magic, is that you can write into and put into each particular thing that this attribute is present in nature. This will help charge whatever it is. Lightning storms are also a very good time to do protective rituals, protective spells, just because of the sheer intensity of it. And typically you will not have to redo that particular charge or that particular shield, because lightning is really bam, and it's hard and it's solid and it's there. Next we're going to go on to rainstorm. There's not always thunder and lightning with rainstorm. Sometimes it's just a gentle rain and sometimes it's very hard showers. This is a perfect time to do cleansing rituals of any type. If you're in a very good relationship and you want to keep it that way, you can do a cleansing ritual of maybe any little residual, little tiny nitpicky things that maybe, because nobody gets along 100% of the time with anybody. Let me see, of friendships, you could do beauty rituals. And this is also a really good time to release any jealousy or any guilt that you may be feeling about anything. You can just go out and sit in the rain. Or you can collect rainwater and use that, capture that essence of the rain, whether it's gentle or a very intense rain, and you can bottle that and save it for another time that you would need those properties in your magic. The next thing that's associated with water is snowstorms. And snowstorms, they vary. You can have ice, you can have sleet, you can have just regular snow, and you can have like the big fluffy flakes. Each of those particular types of snowstorms carry the energy that you would naturally think would be associated with. Ice is a very still, freezing, almost like a stop in your tracks type thing. You can save hail and you can save ice from an ice storm to do like a freezing type spell. Now did a like stop in your tracks spell, and I put a container with some water and someone's name in the container, and I put it in the freezer. And like a week later, I saw the container in the sink, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was furious. I'm like, who took my spell? Who took my spell? Did you? And, and they didn't know what I was talking about. So I took the container. I said, did you guys open this container? And my son goes, oh, I thought it was an ice cube. I ate it. I'm like, you ate my spell? And I'm like, there was a piece of paper in that. He's like, oh, I threw that away. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was quite comical. But anyway, so, but yeah, snowstorms, again, the properties of like the light fluffy, that's a very gentle, relaxing, calming type energy. And the more intense the freeze, the more intense the properties of the water that is in the snow are. And that's, you know, and that also goes with hail. Hail I would associate with an ice storm because it is a solid frozen mass of water. The next thing is heavy winds, which obviously is associated with air. Extreme change is associated with air or with heavy winds. Now, winds can be looked at as a good thing or a bad thing. They can be used to send out good, positive spells like healing energy and loving energy and things like that, but they can also be used to send curses and send ill will per se. And this is also a very good one to use for travel spells since the wind is actually traveling. It's very, very, very effective for that. And it's also very good for breaking addictions. You always hear the old saying, winds of change. It's perfect. So the next time that there's a heavy wind, especially in the spring and the fall, is a perfect time to do that type of magical endeavor or magical workings, just because it is so effective. The next thing we're going to do is searing hot days. Now, for most of us, this is sort of past, since it's, you know, the 1st of September, yay! And so, you know, we don't really have a whole lot of searing hot days, and my cat's jumping up on the table, so you may see her. Hi, kitty! Oh, she smells the catnip branch. See, this is the catnip branch. Kitty! Okay, so anyway, this is associated with fire and also solar energy. And it's also God energy if you associate the sun with the god, or if you associate the goddess with the sun, then it would be goddess energy. So it's solar energy, whether it's god or goddess, and also fire energy. So again, this is going to be a very strong and very quick acting type energy. You can use this for protection, courage, energy. Anything that you would use fire with is what you would use on searing hot days. Very little wind, just, you know. And I know a few of you guys live in desert type lands overseas. Perfect. You could, and then you can also, you can take sand from the desert because that is completely charged with the solar fire energy, and oh my gosh, I bet that's just so intense. But anyway, and then so the last thing that we're going to talk about is fog. Now, fog is associated with water, and this is a very interesting type of energy to work with. Most of us see fog as a very murky, kind of eerie type time, but this is the perfect time to look at things that may be holding us back, or obstacles that are in our way that we don't particularly find obvious. If you want a new job, what's holding you back? Is it your fear of success? Is it fear of change? And I've said this before in other videos, change is the only constant in life. That's the only thing that we can count on is change. Change is the only thing that doesn't change. Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. But this is, that's a very, very, very good time when there's fog. And typically it's in the morning, but not always. I used to live out in California, and it would be kind of foggy-ish, overcast for until about 10-ish or so, and then it would kind of burn off is what they would say, and then it would be nice and sunny. Yay! But if you're inland, fog doesn't always happen, but when it does happen, use it to your advantage. Use it as a time to just sit there and really think about your life. Think about the things you want to accomplish, the things you haven't accomplished yet, and why you haven't accomplished them. And, really go after what you really want in life. And, yay, embrace the change. So, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed my quick video on special times in nature. We've discussed lightning storms, rainstorms, snowstorms, heavy winds, searing hot days, hail and ice storms, and as well as fog, and all the different properties associated with that. Hope you guys have enjoyed my video about special times, and yay, blessed be. Bye-bye.